Hey you guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peterisms, where I tell stories of my life and just little things that I have learned as I have grown into the person that I am today. And I brought a bunch of meditation books with me, so I'm just going to grab one and see what it has to say. Oh, my favorite, The Language of Letting Go by Melody Beatty. So let's get right into this. Are you ready? Okay, June 27th. Oh wow, this is a long one. This is a very long one. Achieving harmony. When a pianist learns a new piece of music, he or she does not sit down and instantly play it perfectly. A pianist often needs to practice each hand's work separately to learn the feel, to learn the sound. One hand picks out a part until there is a rhythm and ease in playing what is difficult. Then the musician practices with the other hand, picking through the notes one by one until that hand learns its tasks. When each hand has learned its parts, the sound, the feel, the rhythm, the tones, then both hands can play together. During the time of practice, the music may not sound like much. It may sound disconnected, not particularly beautiful. But when both hands are ready to play together, music is created. A whole piece comes together in harmony and beauty. When we begin recovery, it may feel like we spend months, even years, practicing individual, seemingly disconnected behaviors in the separate parts of our life. We take our new skills into our work, our career, and begin to apply them slowly, making our work relationships healthier for us. We take our skills into our relationships, sometimes one relationship at a time. We struggle through our new behaviors in our love relationships. One part at a time, we practice our new music note by note. We work on our relationship with our higher power, our spirituality. We work at loving ourselves. We work at believing we deserve the best. We work on our finances, on our recreation, sometimes on our appearance, sometimes on our home. We work on feelings, on beliefs, on behaviors, letting go of the old, acquiring the new. We work and work and work. We practice. We struggle through. We go from one extreme to the other, and sometimes back through the course again. We make a little progress, go backward, and then go forward again. It may all seem disconnected. It may not sound like a harmonious, beautiful piece of music, just isolated notes. Then one day, something happens. We become ready to play with both hands to put the music together. What we have been working toward, note by note, becomes a song. That song is a whole life, a complete life, a life in harmony. The music will come together in our life if we keep practicing the parts. Today I will practice my recovery behaviors through the individual parts of my life. I trust that one day, things will come together in a full, complete song. Wow. Okay, so this is such a powerful meditation for me. I think because like in my head as I'm reading it, I was like looking through like to the very first part of my sobriety when I got sober. But I think, you know, in terms of like a meditation like this, we're not just talking about recovery from addiction. We're talking about just recovery in general in life, right? And becoming, you know, more whole, growing human beings that continue to learn. I say this on a daily basis that, you know, like for me, life is like a school that we never graduate from. And once you learn one lesson, you graduate to the next lesson and, you know, over and over. And I believe that lessons are repeated until they are learned. It's so interesting when I look back, you know, just specifically on the last 27 years of my life, 27 and a half years of my sobriety. And, you know, there have been times when, like, I thought I had it. Like, I thought I had it figured out. That it. You know what I'm talking about? That it. Like, where you're like, I can manage relationships, and I can manage this, and I can manage that. And then it's like, something happens, and it really tests that for me. And I think today, there are moments where I get close to it. You know, like, I'll be talking to my sponsor, and I'm like, yeah, like, I get it. Like, I get that today, right? And there are moments where I'm completely, you know, out of alignment, where I don't act the way that I want to act, and I maybe say something that I wish I hadn't said. And, you know, today I have a toolbox to, you know, make amends for those things and do evaluation and look at them. But, you know, there are those, it's just small moments for me. I don't think I ever have reached in my life at this point, and I'm almost going to be 50 on Wednesday. I don't think I've ever reached that point where I feel like I'm playing this harmonious piece of music, if that makes sense. But there have been moments, you know, and I was thinking of this as I was reading it, when you're watching, like, you know, I don't know, like a kid practices violin, or, you know, somebody practicing, you know, piano or something. And there's just like that one moment that just seems so perfect. It's like the note is appropriate, or is perfect, and it's just appropriate. The note is perfect and everything is right, you know? It's like singers singing a song, and then, you know, like, I watch a lot of these clips on YouTube of like America's, what's that called? The one with Kelly Clarkson, why can't I think of it? American Idol. And I watch a lot of like the audition, you know, and stuff like that. And it's like, maybe not the whole song is great, but there's that moment where you like can see them as a superstar. And when I look at my life, and this is what I think gets me through, I don't have long periods of harmonious, beautiful music playing. I just don't. That's just my reality. Maybe a day is the longest I've ever had, and I don't even think a whole day, like maybe an hour, you know, where it's like, things just seem right. In my life today, I call those God moments, you know, when it's like something happens and I'm like, oh wow, like that's like a God moment, you know? Have I had moments where I'm just like pure bliss and happiness? Absolutely, you know? But I'm talking about not so much in the way that we look at the world, but I'm talking more about the way that I respond to the things that happen in the world. And that's where I think the piano player meets the piano, so to speak, is where, you know, when things happen to me in the world, how do I respond to that? Because I think that's very telling of who I am as a person and how I've grown, and if I'm growing, and what more growth do I need to work on, and what do I need to do, you know? And thankfully today I have my therapist and I have my sponsor that like challenge me with those things and say, well, maybe you need to look at it this way, or what's your part in this, or what could you do better, you know? And that's the practicing of the piano. But do I think that I'll ever in my life reach this moment of absolutely harmonious, beautiful piano playing in the way that I respond to the world? Probably not, and I've forgiven myself for that a long time ago. I've realized that I am a human being that is going to make errors, it's going to make mistakes, that at times is going to say things, you know, and that I wish I hadn't, and that I have a process for taking a look at that today and asking myself, well, why did I say that, or why did I do that, or was I in hurt or pain at the time that I responded that way, and what do I need to do to better take care of myself? You know, because for me, it's really the understanding of all of it. It's really the understanding of why I can't play this harmonious, beautiful music, if that makes sense, you know? But in relation to the meditation of talking about we learn this and then we learn that, and it's both the hands playing together, I am able today in my life to respond to the world in a much different, more calm, more peaceful, more relaxed way than I was 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, whatever. And that is only because I have continued to practice these skills and these tools that I have learned on this hand and on this hand. So I do love the analogy of the piano player, right? Because I think, like, when things happen today, you know, I don't, like, in my youth, I was very reactionary. And there's even been points in the last 5 or 10 years when I've been very reactionary. I don't feel very good when I am reactionary, you know? It's like, for me, it's when I sit back and I think, well, what do I really think about this? Or what do I really want to say? Because I don't ever really convince anybody of anything, or they don't really hear me when I'm reactionary. It's more when I respond in a calm tone, you know, and whatever that is the harmonious music. So I've learned a lot, you know. I've learned that it's not what I say necessarily, it's how I say it often. It's how I approach people. I've learned to clean my side of the street. I've learned to take a look at what my part is and things like that. I've learned, you know, what things are important to me in life, to be more kind and loving, caring, compassionate, understanding, and forgiving. And I think that those are all pieces to the music. And that is the piano that I play today, that I try to approach the world in that way. And so I really love this meditation because I think that it forced me to take a look at, well, what are the pieces that you still need to look at? And, you know, what are you going to work on going forward? So I really, really like that. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.